everyone, WTFSexyHeadphones here. Happy Mondays to all of you guys. So, as you can see, I'm not at home. I was actually able to get videos out, thankfully. Managed to make the internet work. For those of you guys who might have not have saw last week's Monday vlog, I'm house sitting for a friend, so I managed to bring my whole rig here for the time being. And thankfully, the guest bedroom just happened to be the room with a modem and router in it, and I'm like, yes, my life, it's perfect now. So I'm house sitting for a friend right now, and they're not going to be back till I think around Saturday or so this week, so I still got another week to go, but thankfully I'm able to get the videos out and everything, but that's why the background is a little different. So just a little reminder for you guys, it's been going interestingly, kind of. I mean, it's not, they don't really care about me watching the house as they have two dogs. One kind of looks like a hound dog, like a medium-sized hound dog, and then the other one is a German Shepherd mix of sorts, and that one drives me insane. I never thought that I would dislike a dog, but I don't like this dog very much. It's just so annoying. Oh my god. I love my dogs because they are trained to be lazy and cuddly, and that is what they do. And I'm content with that because I'm a lazy and cuddly person, so I'm like, yes, let's just sit on the couch together and watch movies or something, you know what I mean? This one, not so much, but then again, it's, you know, German Shepherd types of dogs are pretty hyped up as it is, but she's also about 1 year old and not really well trained at all, and she just, every time she opens her mouth, I just die a little inside because it's just happened so much that like the pieces of me are just eroding into nothing right now. And she's very, I don't know, she's annoying. Like, she chews everything. She knows like the garbage can has one of those lids on it to like, you know, keep things from going in it, but she knows how to freaking open that. And then she digs shit out of the garbage can all the time. Thankfully, I just emptied it out, so she can't fucking reach anything right now. But she goes into it all the time. And if she goes out of my sight for 5 seconds, I'll go find her chewing on something else. And then like 10 minutes later, she'll be chewing on something else. And it doesn't, and the thing that drives me nuts is I hate when you yell at things and they don't understand. And so you can just tell when you snap at her that she doesn't understand, and she's just sitting there with that blank stare. Like, she normally looks pretty fucking happy when I snap at her and I'm like, sorry, I don't fucking eat that shit, you asshole. I don't quite say it like that, but I try and put more aggression into it so she knows she's not supposed to do that. But she just stares at me and wags her tail like nothing is wrong, and then it makes me hate her more because I can tell none of this is working, and I know that she's just going to do it again and then want to destroy her. So yesterday, I had to take like 5 different things away from her, and I just wanted to murder her face so bad. And then if she's not chewing on stuff, she'll be, for the most part, whining or high-pitched barking. And I can't stand it. I don't like when dogs whine. And then, like, you know how like there's like deep barks and there's kind of like louder ones, and then there's like that high-pitched frequency that like drills itself into your brain and then like ear fucks your eardrums. It's kind of like that, and I hate it. I hate it so much. It just drills itself into your mind like fucking aliens are like probing it or some shit, and it kills me. I can't stand it, but that's how she barks, and I'm like, Ugh! So it's been it's been interesting because I'm so used to my lazy, chillaxed, fat babies, and this one's like a moronic hellion who doesn't seem to think or use brain functions, and it kills me. I can't have hyperactive dogs. I just can't. Though then again, of course, German Shepherd types are extremely good dogs once they're trained, as we know, because most police forces actually use German Shepherds as their attack dogs or whatever, drug sniffing dogs, yada yada. So they're great dogs when trained, but they're also hard to train, and they're also very hyperactive. And for me, I'm like, I want a dog that if I kind of like snap at, like it gets it. Like if I yell at my dogs, like they know they did something wrong, and then they'll go cower for a bit. So I want dogs that are like that. So when I go and visit home, I'm just like, my babies, I missed you so much. Let's go sit on the couch together and not say anything for the next hour. It's great. So that's kind of what's been going on. I've been working on my videos. I've been dealing with that, and And my mood has been all over the place because I'll either be all calm and content or I'll be talking to someone I enjoy talking to, so I'll be happy, and then it barks, and then I'm instantly just like... I hope I timed that right. I'm looking at my camera so I can't see. Well, let's try it. I think I did it that time. So it's instantly like a switch like that the moment that dog barks or I find that she got into something, because it's one of those things that I feel like it's happened so much it's instantly become a pet peeve, and with those you just get mad so easily. So one of you guys, moving on, so that's what's been going on in my life. So I should be back home by Saturday, I think. I don't know. I should be back around then. We'll find out and see. So one of you guys was like, maybe you should talk about E3 and what's going on at E3. And I gotta say, you guys, I am, and I've mentioned this before, I'm a lazy nerd. Like, unless I give a shit about anything of it, well, I don't give a shit. So with E3, I gotta say, it'd be cool to go to, but I don't pay attention to a lot of stuff that goes on there unless I like it. So the only thing I've paid attention to or seen anything about is, for one, Platronics headgear, their stuff. Like, I like them on Facebook, so I see they're like, oh, we're at E3 and we're doing giveaways, like, type your initials in here. I'm like, okay, I want to win stuff. And then the only thing that I truly followed is Evolve, because that's all I care about is Evolve right now. Like, I want to be inside of it, you know? And so that's the only thing I pay attention to, and I was watching their tournaments that they had going on, which I don't know if they posted the finals of who won. I've been trying to figure out where that is, but they've been Twitch streaming it. And I was watching their gameplay of the new monster they released called Kraken, and it's like a flying being of sorts that can send out kind of, I don't want to say like air blasts as one of its attack that actually has a pretty far range, as well as it has stuff like a concentrate, like lightning bolt kind of attack, and some other things. I only watched like 2 things of it or so far. But like, I like them on Facebook too, so I see them talking about it and the tournaments they have going on, and they have their giant fucking Goliath statue there, which I want so badly. If I could put that in if I had a place to put that, man, I'd be like, let me have that giant masterpiece of Goliath. One of my friends that I met my first year of college, he actually does voice acting for some video games as well as like parts in animes and stuff like that. He ended up being there, and I posted a top 10 on my Facebook because Evolve posted it like, oh, E3's top 10 games, like, vote for us for like your number 1. So I signed up for this thing just so I can vote for it for number 1, but you also had to make, like, you know, do a top 10. But I only did that just so I could put Evolve at number 1, and I'm like, you would be my number 1 there. And then so I posted that on Facebook, and my friend took a selfie with Goliath right behind him, and I'm like, oh, I want to be there. I'm like, can you go give it a hug for me? And then he's like, messaged me, or he writes back, he's like, I touched like its drool strings. He's like, does that count? And I'm like, it's good enough, yeah. I was so jealous. He was just like, selfie, Goliath right behind him. And I'm like, I would so love to be there playing that game right now. Like, how do people get early access? Like can small fries like me, who does not have millions of subscribers, can I somehow get early access to something as great as Evolve? If I tell them that I have an ungodly amount of hours in Left 4 Dead 2, does that qualify me? Like, hey, I put this X amount of insane amount of hours into Left 4 Dead. Like, do I qualify to play this game sooner? I wish. Is that how that works? If anyone got some connections, hook me up with some Evolve. I want it so bad. So anywho, as far as E3 goes, that's the only thing I gave a shit about, because, I mean, I saw some other popular titles too, but truthfully, I normally don't keep up with the new games, if you guys could slightly tell. I mean, well, I guess you can't, because I did start Thief and Murdered, because I thought that those looked interesting. But for the most part, I don't really keep up with new games. I don't play all the mainstream stuff, like, I don't play the Call of Duties, I don't play the Assassin's Creeds, I don't play the Far Cries, I played one Mass Effect, and I've been meaning to play the other 2, but then I keep forgetting about it, so I think there's a new Mass Effect coming out. So I actually wouldn't mind looking into that, but I played the first one, and then I wanted to play the second one, and then I forgot about it, and then I keep forgetting about it, and I don't think I own it either. I was borrowing a friend's account to play Mass Effect. So anyway, so I don't keep up with all the hottest, new, up-to-date games, which I guess makes me kind of lame. but it's just how I am, especially because I get stuck into my multiplayers. Like, I'll be playing League of Legends. I'm like, what did I play last night? Like, I'll be playing League, or I'll be playing TF2, or sometimes I'll go visit Killing Floor again. Like I get stuck in my multiplayers a lot, so it makes it harder for me to play new single-player games. And I have, you know, a story of most Steam people's lives. I have a fuck ton of games that I need to play, but haven't. And that's another reason I don't look into new games, because I'm like, I don't need more of them. Unless, like, you know, say with both Thief and Murdered, they played a fuck ton of trailers at my work, and then so I couldn't help but, like, see them, and I'm like, those look cool, I have to get them. But other than that, try not to pay attention much. So that's really all I have to say about E3, which I know is pretty sad, but I don't care about everything. Like, I know people, I heard an article that people were freaking out that Microsoft is going on a better track because they were talking about free-to-plays, and Microsoft is coming back with a vengeance because they decided to like free-to-plays. And all I think about that, because I think like it was on, like, Kotaku made an article about it, and I'm not saying that's not good, that's good obviously, but I just find it funny because, like, now Microsoft for Xbox One is focusing like majority on the games, which is what people wanted to begin with. And I like how people are like, oh my god, Microsoft is doing so well. It's like, they should have kind of done that to begin with their system. Like, I know they want to make it an all-around one, but you're obviously not going to appease all the gaming fans if you're, like, focusing on everything but gaming, let alone, from what I understand, I think PlayStation has been doing more, like, has been integrating more free-to-plays than I think Microsoft has cared to do, if I'm correct. I think I am. But I think Sony's been integrating more free-to-play games and was going in with that route of making more contracts with indie developers than Microsoft was, and now Microsoft's like, oh, this is, like, I think I watched a bit of it, and they're like, this is what we call free-to-play gaming, woo! And I'm like, wow, all that new technology you just discovered, Microsoft, great job, man. Wow, so innovative. But I think they were like, this is what we call free-to-play games. I'm like, oh my god, I'm like, where did this shit come from? Good job. But anyway, so everyone was freaking out about that, or at least I saw a Kotaku article, and I glanced at it, so don't quote me on everything, but from what I understand, it was just Microsoft announcing that they're focusing even more on the games and having more free-to-play games. And I'm like, oh my god, you're playing the catch-up game. Congratulations, you're finally working your way back up where you should have been to begin with. So that's pretty much all I know about it. So that's all I've cared to pay attention to. I mean, I don't have any of the new consoles, so I'm not really paying attention much on what the updates happen with it. And as I said, I don't keep up with the newest games. I don't play the trends, obviously, because the majority of you on my channel like Stalker. So that should say enough in itself that I don't keep up with the newest shit if the majority of all of you are Stalker fans, because that's what I do. Stalker's old. And then also, a handful of other people keep asking me if I play the Zone Online, the Stalker Online thing, and I gotta say, no, I don't. I feel almost like an ass, but I don't care. I just don't care about Stalker Online, because the cool thing about Stalker is secluding yourself in a world where you're in a sense all alone, but of course there's other camps and people and things like that. And so when it comes to multiplayer shooters, I don't give a shit. Even if it is Stalker, like, I might still check it out just to see, but I think I heard some people say that's pretty buggy. Is that right? That it's still pretty on the buggy side of things. So I don't really have much of an interest if it's all going to be fritzing out. And I just, you know, it's just, it doesn't sound interesting to me. Like, because even some of the other, like, I think Clear Sky and Call of Pripyat, I believe, have a multiplayer mode, I think. And the fact that even though I've played those games so many times and I don't know says in itself that I haven't ever used the multiplayer mode, because if I have to say I think they have it, and I'm pretty sure at least one of them does, I know it's not Shadow Chernobyl, but I think it's both of those two, like, I haven't played it because I don't care. Like, if we wanted another fucking PvP shooter, we'd be playing Call of Duty and Battlefield right now. We like Stalker because it's not a PvP shooter. It's like this awesome engrossed world of the Zone and all this running around and exploring. So I never bothered with the multiplayer because it's like, what's the point? That's not what we're here for. That's not what we care about. If we liked shit like that, we wouldn't be playing Stalker. At least not much. So I've been babbling for a while. Oh, another thing. I feel like this maybe should have been in the beginning. I keep forgetting about it, but I finally got the Sarian beta access. Woo! Does this look weird? Anyway, I finally got the Sarian beta access, which I've done jack shit with, mainly because when I installed it on the free day, it was laggy as shit because from what I understand, all the servers are Russian, Ukrainian anyway, and I couldn't do nothing. I am going to utilize it. I will, I guess, tell you guys when it is because I don't think we can make videos. I'm pretty sure it's prohibited to do so right now when it's in closed beta. But I finally have a key, and you know what's funny is it took so fucking long. Like the moment Sarian was announced, like I was on that shit. Like the moment Stalker announced that it was done and like Stalker 2 wasn't going to happen and Sarian was going to happen, like I was there, man. I was there. I remember the day. I was there. It was both depressing and kind of like, oh well, that's cool-ish. It was mainly depressing because Stalker 2 isn't going to happen. God, that's still depressing. Maybe one day. I'm still holding on to hopes that one day they'll be like, fuck it. But so I find it funny that it's taken me a year or so to finally get a code because I was there from the beginning. Like I signed up for beta access like the moment you could. I did the fucking cosplay contest to try and win dressing as a scavenger. Nothing. So I finally have beta access. I have not utilized it yet, but I saw the email to it, and I might do that after this maybe. I don't know. Try and give it a go again, but we'll see, and I'll tell you guys. I'll at least do it before next Monday, and I'll tell you guys how it is. Anyway, this has been blabbering for a really long time about a whole variety of shit. So, quick little fact to wrap this up. I don't like the smell of a giant amount of flowers because it makes me think of funerals. And by that I don't mean like a bouquet, but when like if you go into a flower shop or when there's a fuck ton of flowers all in a room of various scents, they all kind of have that same kind of, like when combined, they have this similar kind of just plain floral smell. And it makes me think of funerals, or wakes rather, because there's always, of course, a shit ton of flowers at wakes. So I don't like the scent of a fuck ton of flowers of variety in bulk, because to me, it just smells like death. Yeah, now you guys know. Future references, stick to one flower or something. Anyway, I'm gonna go, you guys. The unfortunate thing about being here is that the upload speed is under 8 point, so it's probably gonna take me a year to upload this, so hopefully you guys will see this today. Anyway, bye.